In this video, I share with you the top 7 digital advertising metrics that you're most likely to encounter in the digital advertising industry. Hey guys, welcome back to Market and Hustle, where we simplify marketing so that you can grow your digital influence and your business. My name is Zaryn, Sidhu, and on this channel, we break down marketing strategies, digital hacks, and I even share with you business insights that I've gleaned in my career from freelancing to corporate advertising. So if you haven't yet, consider subscribing. In 2019, global brands are projected to invest over $333 billion into digital advertising, which is a 17.6% increase year over year. And according to eMarketer, we're expected to see a growth of 21% this following year. So that's a lot of money that's going from businesses being invested into media. And with those kind of budgets, advertisers expect to be able to drive quantifiable results. So in this video, I want to walk you guys through the top 7 digital advertising metrics that we use on a day-to-day basis to track the performance of digital campaigns. Also, if you stick around to the end of this video, I want to share with you guys a framework that you can use that's a little bit more sophisticated to think about how you could evolve from these media metrics to more robust ways of tracking performance. So let's jump into it. The number one metric that we tend to use across platform is CPM. Now, this is a standard unit of measurement in the advertising world, which stands for cost per measure, and it basically tells us how much does it cost for us to reach 1,000 users. And this is gonna definitely vary depending on the platform that you're on. I can tell you from a Facebook perspective, for example, if you're running a national campaign, an average CPM might be around $6 to $9, depending on the type of campaign that you're running. If it's a video campaign, it'll probably be on the cheaper side, around $6. If it's a conversion campaign to get somebody to buy something on the internet, maybe it's an e-com play, that might be more expensive, closer to $11 or $12. So this does vary by platform, but this is a great starting measurement that we can use from a media perspective to see how effective that channel is in getting our ads in front of people. The next metric I want to showcase is cost per view, which is very important when you're running video campaigns, especially video campaigns that are being optimized for video views. Now, this is something that we tend to see around 2 to 3 cents for national campaigns at scale. Now, key thing here is that it doesn't mean that if you're paying 2 cents for a cost per view that the person viewed the entire video. The way platforms tend to structure this is that you have a cost per view for someone that is watching your video for maybe at least 3 seconds, but you could also calculate separately what's called a cost per through play or cost per completion, which that you might tend to see within the social space closer to 8 cents, 12 cents, depending on the audience that you're targeting. Now, the next metric that is actually also tied to video campaigns is video completion rate. So this is the percent of people that started to watch your video and completed your video. Now, this might be important when you have video campaigns where it's essential for the consumer to watch the video to completion for them to have a complete association of the message that this video is trying to embody. Depending on your objectives, that might not be the main KPI because you can actually have a video campaign that's being optimized for website traffic or a video asset that's being optimized for online conversions. In those situations, video completion rate or cost per view wouldn't be your primary KPIs. It would actually be your click-through rate or your return on advertising spend, which we also have in here. So it's an easy segue to go into that conversation. So click-through rate, CTR, is another one that's very common. This is mainly for website traffic campaigns. If you are running a campaign that's optimized for video views, you cannot expect to see really good completion rates because these digital algorithms are going to be showing the ads to the people most likely to watch the video, not necessarily click on the link and leave the social media platform or digital platform that they're on. So it's very important that you keep that in context. You can't just look at these metrics holistically. You have to look at them in context of what the actual objective of the campaign is. Another very common metric is CPC, which stands for cost per click. And this is the kind of metric that we tend to use if we were doing a website traffic campaign where click-through rate was also important. Now, just to jump back into click-through rate, that is a calculation of how many people were clicked on your actual link versus how many people were exposed. Now, I am going to share with you guys all of the formulas to all of these metrics. You can look at them below in the description so that you don't have to worry about trying to write all this down or retain all this information. So I'll share that with you guys. Just make sure to click on the description below. Also, if you're liking this video so far, make sure to give it a thumbs up so it can rank up on the YouTube algorithm, and other people that are searching for this content, maybe like you, maybe some of your friends, are more likely to be exposed to it. Moving on. CPA, this stands for cost per action. This is the cost for somebody to take an action. Now, an action could be a lot of different things. It could be the cost to get someone to submit a lead on your website. It can be the cost per store visit. So to get someone to actually, that's seen your ad, to go into the store. It can be tied to website metrics, such as what is the cost to get somebody to spend 3 minutes on a particular page, maybe the service page of your website. So this could vary a little bit, but also a very important lower funnel metric that is really showing the impact that your advertising is having. And then lastly, we have ROAS, which stands for return on advertising spend. And this is a simple calculation that looks at how much money you've put into your ads versus how much money you've gained back. So for example, if you are running a paid social media campaign or search campaign and you put $10,000 and you got $100,000 back, that is a 10-to-1 ROAS. So very important at being able to look at the efficiency of your investment. And the whole idea is we want to put our money in the buckets that are giving us the best return on our investment, that are giving us the most efficient media metrics, that are giving us the strongest click-through rates, the strongest video completion rates, so that we're maximizing our investment. At the end of the day, a lot of times your role within the advertising industry, when you're dealing with media, it's almost what a stockbroker would be to an investor. You know, you're taking their money and you're investing their money into the places that are going to give the best return for their buck. So another way that we can gauge the performance of our digital campaigns is looking at brand lift studies. So what these are essentially is studies that are done in partnership with the digital platforms that you're working on, where it can survey people to figure out the effectiveness of your media. So let's take, for example, 2 different groups of people. So this one group was eligible to see your ad, and this other group was also eligible but didn't see your ad. We want to see if there was a difference in the group that saw your ad versus the group that didn't see your ad. Is there a possibility that they might have purchased anyways? That is something that brand lift studies and surveying helps us to better identify. So we can look at metrics such as ad recall, favorability, and consideration as well, and really understand if the audience that we advertise to was percentage-wise more likely to remember the brand, more likely to hold the brand in a positive perception, or more likely to consider the brand next time they were making a purchase decision. Now, another very effective way that we can look at performance holistically is, again, beyond the media metrics, it's the total combination of revenue. So not just what we're doing from an e-com perspective, but maybe offline sales. So a lot of these platforms have the ability to pipe back in sales information from advertisers. So think about a situation where, maybe you saw an ad online and you clicked on it, you went to the website, but you decided that you weren't ready to purchase. And a few days later, maybe you're taking a trip to the mall, to the local mall, or you're, by a certain store and you decide to stop on in and you actually end up purchasing something. Obviously, we know the ad that you saw online had some kind of impact in your decision. However, because you didn't purchase online, that e-commerce data won't be available. So the advertiser won't actually be able to see what the return on that investment was. However, with offline data, advertisers can actually take their transactions, hashing away personal identifiable information, and pipe this information back into the social and digital platforms for us to actually see if there was any customers that were exposed to these ads online and actually ended up coming into the store and purchasing. Now, this is very common for offline purchases, such as, maybe a vehicle purchase, expensive jewelry, where you might not be dishing out $10,000 on the internet or $15,000. There's a lot of different scenarios where it's way more beneficial to look beyond these media metrics and to look at more holistic indicators of performance, using brand studies and offline data as well. Hey you guys, thanks again for tuning in to Market and Hustle, where we simplify marketing so that you can grow your digital influence and your business. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you learned something new. Until the next video, peace.